if you're a manager, bartender, busser, at the end of the day, everybody's job in the building is to give the guests the best experience possible.
All right, so we're headed to the beautiful Hilton Head. It's a beautiful, beautiful waterfront location. We're working with the restaurant owner who has 12 venues, Crazy Crab being one of them. Highly successful, but they want to take it to the next level with hospitality, guest experience, and their leadership development program. So we're on our way to go meet them, secret shop, and then talk to their leadership team about taking things to the next level.
When we sit down at the table, how long does it take to get greeted? They honestly feel like they care. There's a lot that plays into a secret shop, but ultimately bottom line is the food good? Is it timely? And do they actually feel like they care about us being here? If you can get your staff to actually show that we care that you're here, we care about you, the value, we want you to come back. Words are not hospitality. Actions are hospitality. When I walk across the street, it's right, literally they say it's like, literally just take the light and you're just across the street. So they're doing a employee appreciation day, and pay attention, restaurant owners, because this is important. People always ask me how you build a culture. This is a huge way. They have over 10 locations. It's freaking packed out here. All the hotels are sold out because it's Labor Day weekend, and they're closing all of their restaurants so their staff can have an event on Labor Day weekend with all their friends and family in town, and that's commitment. That's freaking commitment to culture.
Hi, Tanya.
I'm Preston.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is nicer weather than California. Perfect timing. So when I was a server and I was entitled, it was all about my ego and pride, right? Who here has high standards for themselves? Who has high standards for themselves? Raise your hand above your head like you mean it. There we go, there we go. Yes, so everyone in this room, right? Everyone here has high standards. Now there's a slight chance, and I'm not saying it's possible, but there's a slight chance that some of you might be looking around this room going, I don't know if that person should be raising their hand. And that's because everybody thinks they have high standards. No one's gonna walk up to your face and say, I have low standards, but it's okay because I know better, or because I don't like to work hard, or because I get underpaid, or because whatever their excuse is, right? They're always gonna say, I have high standards. I have high standards, except when I don't, right? I have high standards until my ego and pride comes in and starts negotiating with me, right? I have high standards, but they didn't give me the section I wanted. I have high standards, but we're understaffed. I have high standards, but we don't have enough plates. I have high standards, but I just got in an argument with my manager, right? Or I don't like my job, or I'm above this. Whatever your ego pride is telling you to start negotiating with your standards. But the difference is between someone who has high standards and someone who doesn't is those people who hold their high standards up in adversity. So when it's tough, yes, you go get a $100 tip, you only have 3 tables, you make $1,000, your standards are through the roof, right? I'll do whatever you want. I'll do freaking backflips for you. I don't care. This is awesome. But it's those nights where you're frustrated, those nights where you're tired, those nights where you're understaffed, those nights where your manager's pissing you off, those nights where the guests are pissing you off, that you keep up those high standards. That's the difference. Those are the people that have high standards in this room. But if you let your ego and pride negotiate with you, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna lower your standards, and no matter what, you have low standards. Let me ask you guys a question. This is an honest question. Who here is in control of your standards? Yes, you are. You're in control of your standards. Nobody else. No one else has any, can't dictate your standards in any way, shape, or form. So if you have high standards, you can pat yourself on the back because you did that. If you have low standards, you can also take responsibility for that. But you can't blame someone else, conditions, situations, because you lowered your standards. You were the one that chose to lower your standards. And so that's why it's so important to focus on these things. Again, do you want to separate yourself from the competition? Do you want to separate yourself in the workplace? Do you want to separate yourself individually? You're going to have to keep your standards up. If you honestly raised your hand, you meant it. That's what it takes, is focusing on keeping your high standards even when you don't. There's people in this room right now, I promise you, that are like, well, he doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. He doesn't know. But bottom line, this is just the facts. I'm not stating anything. If everyone walks away today and keeps their standards up for the rest of their lives, I don't make any more money. I don't benefit from it. I benefit from it like in my heart, but I don't benefit from it. Who benefits from it? Who benefits from it? We do. You guys do. So that's all I'm trying to tell you is that your standards are your standards, no matter what. Holding up your standards during hard times is all what it's all about. So that's what we want to focus on, guys. We're giving hospitality. Are we keeping the standard? Are we actually giving the guests the best experience possible, even when we're getting our butt kicked, even when we don't want to? Are we still doing it? Even if the guest is not acting the way I want them to. Maybe they're being a little rude. Maybe they're being a little short. Maybe they're being a little frustrating. Maybe they're really pissed off because we're out of something. Whatever it is, am I still giving them an amazing experience? Am I still giving them hospitality? Because again, that's standards, right? Up or down, it's up to you. You can decide. But if you want to let your ego and pride make excuses for you, by all means, right? The person that it hurts the most is going to be you. And so that's what I want to focus on, guys, is hospitality. Be hospitable, yes. Our job, everyone's job in this room is to give the guests the best experience possible. That's all of our job titles, or our job descriptions. Your job is to give the guests the best experience possible. How you execute that's going to be different. If you're a manager, bartender, busser, line cook, it's going to be different. But at the end of the day, everybody's job in the building is to give the guests the best experience possible. That's why we're here. We're not here to serve food. We can get food anywhere. We're not here. That's not going to separate us. We're here to give the guests the best experience possible. The reason they didn't go to McDonald's, the reason they didn't order DoorDash, because they want an experience. And that's our job, is to give the guests the best experience possible. So we all should be asking every time we're interacting with a guest, whether we're dropping off a water, dropping off a napkin, clearing a table, seating a guest, answering a question, you should always be asking yourself, how am I giving the guests the best experience possible? Am I giving the guests the best experience possible right now? Even in small, tiny ways. It can be as simple as just eye contact and smiling. Perfect. Do that every time. I guarantee your tips will go up. Smile, eye contact, slow down, right? You're looking for the restroom? Follow me. I'll show you, right? How's dinner, by the way? First time here? Those little things versus like, oh yeah, it's right back there. Awesome, yeah. Thank you, have a good night. Very different experience. Just smiling and eye contact will separate you. And again, use yourself as case studies. How many times do people honestly make eye contact and smile at you during the experience, right? I went to Benny's last night. Are any of the hosts here from Benny's? I went to Benny's last night. And there's 5 hostesses standing in a group. And it was a bad experience. No, I'm joking. I'm messing around. There's 5 hostesses standing there. So right away when I walk in, I go, great, right? They're going to be like talking and I'm going to interrupt them. They're going to be like, hi, how are you? And literally it was like a cheerleading squad. I walked in, they're like, oh, welcome. How are you? Like all of them, eye contact, staring directly at me, attentions at me, waiting for me to do something, which was impressive, right? Versus them just standing there and talking, because I've seen this a million times, and you've probably seen it too, where they're talking at the host stand, and then you walk up, and they're like, okay, and they all walk away, and once, hi, how are you? Reservation, right? And you're like, sorry for interrupting that. I apologize. Instead, it felt like I was actually welcomed. There's just little tiny things that go a long way. Does anybody know what infinite means? What's that?
Running rampant, endless.
Yes. Endless, yes. Who else?
No limit.
No limit. Anybody else? Keeps going, yes. What about finite? And small, finite. We have a finite amount of energy, right? If I go out and do sprints in the park across the street, I'll last about 15 seconds because I have a finite amount of energy. I know what you're saying. Preston, you look like you'd run like, 5 minutes sprinting. Thank you, but it's not the case. That wasn't supposed to be funny, sir. So infinite versus finite. Anybody here ever heard of the Microsoft Zune? Not one person. Okay, Microsoft Zune, raise your hand. You've heard of it. Yeah. Microsoft Zune, it's a product. Z-U-N-E. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah, and just the confusion alone should tell you a lot about the story. So Apple came out with iPod, changed the world. And Microsoft was like, we got to come out with an iPod killer. And so they worked and they worked and they worked. They tried a couple, they failed, and finally they came out with the Zune. It's smaller, more memory, better looking, better screen, better battery life, better build. They did it. They built the freaking iPod killer. They put all the resource into it, all their focus into it, and they did it. Guess what came out 6 months later? iPhone. The iPhone came out 6 months later. The point of that story is that Microsoft's competing with Apple. Who's Apple competing with? Themselves. They're competing with themselves because they have an infinite mindset. How do we build the next best thing? How do we change the world? How do we create that next revolutionary product? Microsoft's like, how do we compete with Apple? Very, very different mindset. And it shows you the power of having the mindset, what you're focused on. And that's what I want you guys to have, an infinite mindset. If you're coming into work for money to put on a check, to cash that check, that's a finite mindset. You're really, really, really not doing a lot with your time. But if you come into work and say, what I'm doing here is gonna matter in 10 years. The way I conduct myself now, today, is gonna matter in 10 years. The habits I build right now are gonna matter in 10 years, and I'm gonna build towards that 10-year mark. I'm gonna build towards that next level. That's infinite mindset. It's a much different way of thinking. Now you're thinking like Apple. So that's what I'm talking about when I say think about it. When you walk in the door every single day, it's not about the restaurant you work at. It's not about your bosses. It's not about your paycheck. It's an opportunity that you have every single day to build yourself up into something amazing. But only you are in control of it. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys really agree with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're focusing on hospitality, microdosing hospitality. We're focusing on infinite mindset. We're focusing on keeping our standards up no matter what. We're understanding that we're the only one in control of our standards, whether they're up or down, and no matter what your core value, no matter how much your ego and pride negotiates with you, you know in your heart of hearts when you're lowering your standards. You could feel it. But then all of a sudden that ego and pride comes in and be like, no, it's okay. It's okay, keep lowering it. No, you're fine. You're doing the right thing. Yeah, no, you are. Trust me. Just keep lowering it. It'll tell you that, right? Because it's hard to keep up your standards. It's hard. So make the difference, be the differentiator with everybody else around you. And imagine if everybody had that mindset around you just in your restaurant alone. Everybody would be competing to be better. Raise the bar, not lowering the bar, not keeping the bar where it's at. How do we get better? How do we do more? How do we give the best experience possible? How do we become the restaurant known for the guest experience? Because one last thing I want you guys to focus on is a bad experience you had at a restaurant. I want you to think about the worst experience you had at a restaurant. The worst experience. Close your eyes. Oh my God, yeah, I could tell you a couple, right? Where I'm like, and I'll tell you one right now. I had a shabu shabu place by my house, and they were known for a good experience. And so I went in there all the time. I go in there one day, the guy's like, do you guys want to start off with some sake? Okay, cool, he's upselling, right? Awesome, doing a good job. Yeah, you know what, we'll start off some sake. Can I see your IDs? Sure. Doesn't bring the sake, never brings it, just brings us water. Okay, that's fine, I wasn't sold on the sake entirely, so I'm fine with that. Next phase, he goes, we order our bowls. He's like, do you want these add-ons, this add-on, that add-on, this add-on? I go, yeah, sure, let's do it. He's upselling me again, good job, let's do it. Bowl comes out, no add-ons. Okay. All right, I can live with this, right? I've had a lot of good experiences here. I get the bill, and all the add-ons are on the bill. Now I'm like, dude. So I go, excuse me, you charged me for all those add-ons, and none of them were on the bowl. And I didn't say this, but I'm like, you didn't check on me, so there's no way you would know that. But yeah, none of the add-ons were there. And he's like, oh, I'll get those taken off, right? No, sorry, my bad. Oh my gosh, I don't care. I'll take it off the bill then. So, can I get a to-go box? He goes, yeah. I wait 5 minutes. Now I'm getting frustrated. Excuse me, can I please get a to-go box? And he goes, yeah, I'll get one for you. 10 minutes goes by. I go, I'm standing up now with my keys in my hand. I'm like, excuse me, can we please get a to-go box? And he goes, sir, you have a hot soup. We have to wait for it to cool down before we give you the to-go box. Otherwise, it's gonna melt in your car and go all over your car seat. He didn't know that I've been there 50 times and they give me a to-go box instantly every single time. That never happened. So obviously he's making up excuse for his fault. And I just said, you know what? Forget it. And I walked away. Never went back there again. Was the food bad? No. Was the ambiance off? No. Did they make me wait? No. Technically, yes. No, but my bad experience was solely based on a person. Most of your bad experiences in restaurants are solely based on a person. Very rarely do you go to a restaurant and you're like, I'm never going back there because they overcooked my steak. I'm never going back there because they made me wait 15 minutes over my reservation. I'm never going back there because they forgot my appetizer. I'm never going back there because I waited 35 minutes for food. It's how they respond to it. How do they respond to those mistakes? Can anybody here guarantee me that from now on there will be no mistakes in your restaurant? Right, you can't. There's gonna be mistakes. It's how we respond to it with hospitality, going above and beyond, those little things. But my point is, every time you have a bad experience somewhere, it's always human related, 9 times out of 10. Sure, there's gonna be food issues, but for the most part, you're like, I'm never going back because of a person. And someone could come in 10 times to your restaurant, have 10 amazing experiences, have 1 bad interaction with the person and never come back again. What else are they gonna do? They're gonna tell their freaking friends. I'm not just telling my friends, I'm convincing my friends. I become a salesman, right? I'm gonna over-exaggerate everything and make sure that they never go to that restaurant. I'm gonna do everything in my power. And I'm gonna maybe I write a bad review. All because someone didn't take the time to handle it properly. All because someone didn't take the time. And that's one last thing I wanna leave you on, is that you have to understand hospitality, giving true hospitality creates a protection, like a force field around your experience, right? Because if you're being really hospitable, you're asking the guests questions, you're getting to know them, you're connecting with them, you're making them smile, and they like you, you know what? It's been 20 minutes since you ordered your food. I forgot to bring in your food. I am so sorry. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna go tell the kitchen to rush it. I'm so sorry. What do you think that person's gonna say? Dude, you're awesome. Don't worry about it. No big deal. We freaking love you. You've been awesome. Don't worry about it. Now, if I'm just being transactional the whole time, making them feel like I don't value them or I don't care, and I tell them that, they're gonna be like, give me a manager. This is BS. Because I've made it all about business versus a relationship. So that's why hospitality is important too. It protects the guest experience and it protects your own experience. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Do you guys really agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We gotta get you in the selfie. There we go. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Yes, chef. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very, very much.
I'm the old goat of the host, so I love
it.
listening to you.
Yeah.
One of my things I preach is give them a chance to wow you, and they will.
And do it with a big smile on your face.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just for restaurants,
100%.
just in life as parents, as adults. I appreciate
thank you.
coming back last night too.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah, that was
you posted
awesome.
it. You posted that you were at the airport. I'm like, yes, he's coming. I cannot wait.
And we have to give unconditional hospitality because by nature, hospitality is selfless. Truly. Meaning that I'm gonna have your back during the shift no matter what, and I don't care if you don't have my back. I don't care if you don't do it the way I wanna do it. I don't care if you're not performing the way I want you to perform. I'm still gonna have your back and make sure you have the best shift possible. Then you're gonna be like cooking with fire.
You know, you hit so many points. It's what I needed to hear today for that extra kick over that hump.
I love that. I love that. It's awesome.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad.
Very simple, but there's some magic numbers when it comes to barbecue.
I have to come back for seconds.
All right.
That was a great presentation. We're getting super creative afterwards. They're giving me all these ideas. And so that's why I'm really excited with Hilton Head Crab, because they have amazing locations. They do insane numbers. They're not worried about their numbers. They're worried about being known for their experience. They want to build a community. They want getting them to come in and connect with their staff. And that's important to them. And again, it all starts with your leadership team, and it starts with your training and your systems and being able to invoke that mindset of hospitality. So yeah, on to the next spot. We're on to San Francisco in 4 hours.